All right, welcome to PBL Weekly, your source and only source for all things PBL. And we are excited to be back covering week one of the first ever PBL.
Yeah, well, week one was crazy. We were there noon to 8 for the boys, and girls were rolling since 8 in the morning. So it was a long day. I know I was exhausted. I know some of the other coaches were sore. I don't know how you were feeling after, but I was dead.
Yeah, no, it was a grind, but all the work and dreams and visions that we had going into it finally got to come to life, and the kids got to get out on the field and play. So it was a good day, and I'm gladly tired after a day like that.
Yeah, no, I think it exceeded everyone's expectations. The players, were awesome. Everything just ran really smoothly. So thank you for all the coaches, athletic trainers, players, parents, everybody involved. Thanks for putting everything into it. We couldn't have done it without everyone involved, so thank you.
For sure.
Week one, because of this video, or for this video, we're just going to shout out some of the, MVP, surprise player of the weeks for each of the divisions. So starting from the top, I guess we'll just jump right into it. Varsity MVP. Since he's my player, he played for me, he played against you, so you kind of got the brood of it.
Yeah.
Will Gilbert off of the Jokers Lacrosse Club. He put up like 6 or 7 goals. I think it was 7 goals. And he was an absolute game changer and took over the game for us. I know the Sundogs took an early lead, and Will was kind of the heart and soul. As I said in the draft that he's a joker in and out and through. So. Shout out to Will Gilbert getting varsity MVP for the week.
Yeah, he certainly stepped his game up, played hard. We knew he had offensive ability, and I didn't know how it was going to translate to the box game, but we had a tough time slowing him down. Luckily, we didn't. We held him to one less goal than
yeah.
as we needed to win the game, but it was certainly close. We had no answer for him. He was finishing, he was dishing the ball, running, and seemed to be in the best shape out of everybody out there.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what he's been doing, if he's been hitting the weights or doing some extra cardio for this, but whatever he's been doing has paid off, and it showed in all facets of the game.
So shout out to Will Gilbert. Congratulations, first ever varsity MVP of the week.
Yeah.
And something we wanted to do was sort of talk about a surprise player each week, and we don't have a lot of experience seeing these guys playing box lacrosse, so we had a lot of predisposed notions of what we thought these guys were going to do, and or we had no idea who some of these kids even were. They weren't Team 36 guys, so sort of surprise isn't necessarily like, oh wow, they had a good game, we didn't think they were going to be a good player. It's more of like saw something skill-wise, a skill set, a big game that maybe we didn't expect to see from that side of the ball or whatever. So our surprise player of the week for the varsity division is Max Lakoski out of the Venom. So both of us got to be spectators in that game. Well, you were officiating.
Yeah, I was actually reffing it. So
and spectator. So no doubt Max is a heck of a player, heck of an athlete, but he's a defenseman and really is a defense-first cover defenseman. He's not a guy that really wants to push offense in the field. And there he is out in the box game, first box game. He's quarterbacking the offense.
Yeah.
He looks like Lyle Thompson out there.
He was running guys over on offense with the ball, so it was awesome to see.
I don't know the exact number, but he had 5 or 6 goals and really was one of the key contributors for the Venom. And when the injury report came in and Hunter Holcomb was going to be unavailable for this game due to a travel situation, he wasn't going to be back in time. I don't know. Jeremy Goltz was probably thinking about who's going to step up. He
had to be worried. He had to be worried.
Drafted him for a reason to run the offense, and then our best defender is just going to take over and take charge.
I was on the field as a ref, and beforehand we did some intro to box training and practice, and Lakoski had a chip on his shoulder. I think he thought he was better than a 3rd round pick. And he was talking about it. He was verbalizing it, and he came in with a chip on his shoulder, and I think he he played with a chip on his shoulder, and it was great to see. Great to see him and excel offensively and of course defensively. So congrats to Likoski and the Venom. They won that game.
Yep.
They won that game. So congrats to Likoski and the Venom, winning without their first overall pick. So it's going to be scary to see them with Holcomb in the lineup next week.
Yeah, it's certainly going to change things. And now I got a plan for 2 guys. So yeah, definitely. Moving on to the prep division. Funny thing about the prep division, the prep division was more physical than the varsity division. I think, I don't know if those guys were just more excited to go out and hit guys or whatever, but I was impressed with the speed and the level of physicality in the prep division. We didn't really know what to expect. But being able to compare and contrast, it was they played hard, and that was enjoyable to see.
Yeah, if we look at the Spiders and the Venom game, that was kind of a back and forth, exchange and extra physical. I would say that was the most physical game of week 1.
Yeah, and so coming from that game, our prep MVP out of the Spiders Lacrosse Club, Junior Spiders, Jackson Wartgo from Chanhassen, Minnesota. Kid that I know a little bit through some stuff with Chanhassen, but not a Team 36 guy. Really impressive. I don't know if he has some box experience or whatever, but really impressive. Offensively was really the go-to guy for the Spiders. Had multiple goals. Had the ball in his stick on most of their big plays.
Yeah, another game I reffed, and I talked to the head coach of the Spiders, Midbow. Nicky Midbow, and he was raving about this Wartgo kid, especially after there's some murmurs coming out before the game that he might be kind of a under the radar guy. At least I don't know him again because he's not he's from Chanhassen, not 36 guy, so I didn't know him. But he was starting to make some noise beforehand, and he exploded in the game. So congrats to Spiders on that win, and Wartgo with the. With the shout out and the MVP of the week. If we're looking at the surprise player of the week for the prep division, another Joker guy, Tucker Morris, a guy out of PL, Prior Lake, Minnesota. So I have actually known this kid, but on field, again, kind of like Likoski, a shutdown defenseman, not a goal scorer guy.
Yeah, unfortunately we had to play against him, and he just exploded for 7-8 goals. I don't know what it was, but we had no answer. The Sundogs had no answer for him, and again, I don't know him personally, so I was just like, wow, where did this kid come from? And I even had a player on my bench go like, dude, has this kid played box? He seems to get it. Some of the nuances of transition, getting on and off the field, knowing when to break up fields, it's just some of those little transition nuances in box. He was one step ahead of everybody, and then he was just setting himself up to finish, and I'm sure he's a good finisher too, but it looked like he was just 1, 2, 3 steps ahead of everybody on the field, just IQ-wise.
Yeah, from the field game, I was like, oh, this guy's going to be a great shutdown defenseman for me. And after the first period, I'm like, dude, you're scoring goals, man. He's like, oh, yeah, I played box for 8 years. You didn't know that? I thought that's why you asked me to be on the team. And I'm like, I had no clue, man. I thought you were just a defenseman. My bad. So, no, it was fun to see him play. Him and a couple other, jokers, had awesome first games. So, I'm really excited about my JV Joker team, or my prep division Joker team, and it should be a fun rest of the season with those guys.
Yeah, and moving to the girls division, the MVP of the girls division, Jade Haugen out of Prior Lake. I arrived probably 15 minutes into the last girls game, and coming straight from Coach Katie. She was dominant on the draws, dominant on faceoffs, was really the go-to person for her team, was scoring goals. So she really stood out as someone who just athletically and skill-wise dominated. And this, I don't know, again, if she has any box experience. I don't know if any of the girls had any box experience, but certainly was one of those players that looked like she kind of got it. And was making plays, and shout out to from multiple of the girls coaches. Shout out to Jade for first ever girls MVP.
Yeah, I've seen Jade play at Prior Lake with my sister, so I know of her and seen her play. But congrats to Jade, and I wasn't there for the girls' sessions, but again, yeah, all the coaches were talking her up, and she was the clear-cut MVP of the week. So congrats to the first ever girls MVP.
Yeah. And then surprise player of the week, Marissa Mulcahy out of Shakopee, Minnesota. Katie said that really involved in boxing, seemed to understand what was going on, was getting into the mix, getting good shots, getting good looks, getting up and down the field. So shout out to Marissa for surprise player of the week. Really showed well in that first ever week.
Yeah, I don't know her at all. I don't know if she has hockey experience. Maybe she's used to that space a little bit more than the field, congrats to her on having a great first week, and good luck the rest of the way.
Yeah, so congrats to all the players. We'll do this every week. There was certainly a lot of great performances, but these are the picks for week one. We hope to see competitive decisions that we have to make again for week two. It certainly was fun to see all the players getting after it. What were your thoughts as far as the games from more of a team perspective on how competitive the games were, kind of first ever time doing this?
I think it's awesome that every club is 1-1. Either you got to win at varsity or you got to win at prep. So a lot of the games were one or two goal differences. So I know our games, we would be up, you'd be up, we'd be up, you'd be up. So it was a lot of back and forth games. Talent super high. So I was impressed for all four clubs. So and all the games I saw.
I agree. And I really big shout out to the players for taking it seriously. Yeah. Making it competitive, because when it's competitive, it's fun. But it wasn't out of control competitive, where it was getting chippy. And that's what we were after. We want to play meaningful minutes. We want to play hard. We want to make each other better. But it was fun to be competitive, but not cross the line. For sure. And that was huge. So hopefully that continues. Yeah. And we were talking too, just from a development perspective. Like, these guys were gassed. They got conditioning. They had hundreds and hundreds of touches within an hour. Probably got more touches in the first week of this than they would have had in a whole fall tournament. So we achieved the goals that we kind of set out. Aside from the fun, aside from the shout-outs, the trophies, all that kind of stuff, we want to make it so that they can get better at lacrosse too, and they certainly did that.
Yeah, and even if it was accidental, I think everybody accidentally got better at lacrosse, got in better shape, again, got touches. I know my numbers were, everyone had, every team has about 10 players. So you're going every other shift. Yep. You're playing offense, you're playing defense every single shift. And it's just fun to see. I enjoyed the speed of the game, and I think the players did too. I know a lot of the players, it was their first time playing box lacrosse, ever. So I think it was just a fun new thing for everybody involved.
Yeah, I agree. We hope this was a fun video recapping the week. We'll be continuing to post highlights and things on social media as we break down the video. Look for some new things coming in week 2 from a media perspective. We'll be back next week after week 2 to recap and find our MVPs, our surprise players, and make sure if you're watching this, if you're a player watching this, get your stick in your hand and be ready to go so that you can get on the champions board here.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in, and go Jokers.